Guys, I've been waiting for this for such a long time. Glorious has made a new keyboard. It's called the GMMK Pro, and we're going to talk about it. Now, the first time I found out about this keyboard was in my Discord, and when I first saw it, I was like, oh my god. I went to the website thinking that it was going to cost like $200, $250, something insane, because looking through like how it was structured on the image, I was like, there's no way this is going to cost like under $200. And then when I first saw the price, I was so surprised. It was $170. It's like, you guys need to realize keyboards like this and the features that it has, this is something you would see like in keyboards beyond 200, 300 in like group buys. And like, it got me so excited because I've always wanted to buy a keyboard like this, but I just never like pulled the trigger because they were just so expensive and the wait times are just so long. Sometimes it takes like 6 months, a year for keyboards like this, and the price is just insane. Now we're going to talk about a lot of stuff in this video. We're going to talk about the features, the materials, we're going to talk about even Glorious themselves. They did like an AMA or like a Q&A on Reddit, and we'll go through that as well. So the keyboard is going to go on sale on November 11th. Well, really it's like a reservation, and it's going to ship on first quarter of 2021. And the cool thing about this is that it's always going to be in stock. Now it's going to be a bare bones pre-assembled, so you're going to have no switches or no garons, or I'm sorry, no switches and no keycaps, but I'm pretty sure they're going to give you like the options to pick that at the end of like when you configure your keyboard. Now I ordered mine in black because looking at the other one, which was like white ice, I believe, it didn't really look like a white keyboard or white case. It was more silver, so I opted from that and went for the black one. And I also wanted to test, see how strong the RGB was compared to like the GMMK Compact. And now over here I sort of have 3 keyboards. This is the GMMK Compact, this is the GMMK White Ice Edition, and this isn't nothing related to Glorious, but this is something that I will show that it's very close to what the Pro is sort of looks like. Between the GMMK Pro and other previous keyboards that came before it, there's a lot of similarities between the SAT75, the ID80, and the Velos 75%. Now, a lot of the reasons why it's cheaper is because it's being made by a company like Glorious, who's able to get into different markets like the mouse and all these other things that they're pursuing, and it's easier for them to do that. But also they're mass producing this keyboard, so if you mass produce something, you're able to make a bundle out of it, and it'll cost a lot less than doing it in group buys where you're supposed to make a specific thing. And they're always going to have it in stock, which is amazing. Now for the GMMK Pro features, it's pre-assembled bare bones, which is why it's $170. I'm pretty sure they're going to give us the option to configure it, like give it like a brass plate, or maybe even like add keycaps when we purchase it. It's aluminum chiseled, so no plastic at all for the case. Is programmed through the top right side, which is like there's like this knob that you can turn. Now I'm wondering if we're able to go beyond than just controlling audio with that. That would be kind of sweet. We also get screw and stabs, which is clipped and lubed, which is awesome, but they call it goat stabs. We'll see how good they are, It has QMK support, which is awesome. It has 5-pin switch support, which is amazing. This is something I wanted from the GMMK Compact for such a long time. And now we have it. It has like a side underglow RGB on the left and right side. And it's also RGB like throughout the whole keyboard, which is great. And it has something interesting, which has south-facing switches. So compared to north-facing switches, it helps sort of better place the RGB lighting at the bottom, and it sort of affects the sound from the keycaps when they bottoms out. What that means is that, let's say you have something like a GMMK or like a cherry profile keycap, and you want to like press down, it touches like all the way, so it creates like a thock sound. Now, south-facing switches sort of give a better experience overall compared to north-facing. More heavily towards GMK cherry keycaps. So those are the features, and there's probably more on the website, but we're gonna go and check out what else they said on the Q&A AMA on Reddit, just to see what other sort of interesting features and maybe future prospects that they have for the GMMK Pro. Okay, someone asked, it seems like you guys listened and included almost everything people wanted. Is there anything that you wanted to include but just couldn't? And Gloria says, wireless was one of the aspects we explored. We felt like the benefit of wireless keyboard wasn't worth the added complexity and cost. However, this is something we can explore in the future. Now, this is something I wanted them to do in the future, sort of GMMK 2.0. Now, I understand why they didn't do that, because obviously the price would be a lot higher, and maybe it's best to focus 100% on features that they would not get out of the park than rather to give us like a unicorn keyboard and then have some things that aren't as good as others. Now, when someone says if there's going to be any more new keycaps other than the ones that we have, and then they are saying that there's going to be a compatible PBT keycap option available at launch, so stay tuned for more details. So this is going to be part of the configuration that we do once we have it in the cart, once we buy it. Now, someone says that there's going to be different plates in the future and if we can buy them separately, and they want to pick up a polycarbonate if not available at launch, and they're saying yes. So we'll see what happens if they're going to add all these things, but for sure there's going to be different plates. Someone says, will the PCB accept screw and stabs from Duroc Zeal as well, or will your goat stabs be compatible? They will accept Duroc Zeal stabs as well. So if you guys have those stabs, they will be compatible and be supported with the GMMK Pro. This really came out of nowhere. Honestly, this looks fantastic. Super excited to pick one up. I hope you guys add the options for optional plate materials like PC, FR4, palm, and brass. That would escalate things to top tier. Yes, we will. Brass will be an option. So looks like brass will be an option at launch, guys. What type of aluminum is it? High quality is very vague. At the price point is very enticing with the specs on paper, so wondering where the cost cutting reductions could have been made. Glorious replies, the aluminum for the case is 6062. I'll update with 100% exact weight a bit later, but with aluminum plate and no switches, the weight is between 3 to 4 pounds. We didn't cut any costs when designing this keyboard. We wanted to make sure it was accessible to many people as possible. Since we're producing these in a large and consistent volume, it allows us to produce and sell at a lower cost than you would use to seeing in group buys. Wow. Update, modified weight, it's roughly around 3 to 4 pounds, bare bones, depending on the plate. Obviously, the keys and keycaps will mention. This is going to be a heavy keyboard. That's crazy. That is crazy. Oh, here's an interesting one. Does the GMMK have ISO layout support? If not, will it in the future? Yes, we will have ISO layout available probably around Q2 of 2021. It will also be available through all our vendors worldwide. So for the people who are in the EU or waiting for a ISO layout, you're gonna have to wait until Q2 of 2021. So I'm actually happy that this exists because there's so many people in the comments that in my videos always asking for ISO, whether it's keycaps or keyboards. I'm glad that they're showing the love to our boys at the EU. Someone else asks, since the keyboard will accept 5-pin switches, will the glorious Pandas come in a 5-pin variant or just remaining as 3 pins? The original INVYR tooling was 3-pin for housing, so it will remain that way for now. That's understandable. I don't see them moving away from that because really their original GMMK compact is 3-pin. Unless they move that PCB to 5-pin, then I can see them doing that same thing towards the Pandas. Someone asked about the case. The case doesn't seem to be angled. Are there case legs? Hey, it's a bit hard to tell from the renders, but the case is angled and the angle is 6 degrees. There's no case legs and has rubber feet, 4 of them at the bottom. Someone asked about the side LEDs. So for the side LED glows, is it just white or RGB? How will it be diffused? It is RGB. We have a diffuser to help blend the LED lights for the soft glow. That's great. And a separation between the keyboard and the side is great. Is the media knob replaceable or is it fixed to the rotary encoder? Yes, you can replace it. We will offer more knob colors or variations in the future. Wow, that is awesome. So it looks like we're going to be able to really customize the keyboard, especially the rotary encoder. Listen to this. The angle is 6 degrees. At launch, we will have a black slate and white ice available. We will have other colors in the future. So it looks like white and black is not the only options. There will be a brass plate available at launch and possibly a polycarbonate one. Ooh, there will be additional knobs available in the future. So it looks like there will or will not be a polycarbonate one. That is interesting. That's really interesting. Oh, shoot. Oh man, I bought a black one. Oh my god. I feel like a carbonate on a white case would be really, really good. But I will wait until they make a E-white and I would 100% cop that. Someone asked if it's shipping to Mexico anytime soon. Unfortunately, we cannot ship to Mexico directly due to packages being lost, but we do allow orders from freight forward services. Yes, we have a glorious switch opener along with loop station and a bunch of other goodies coming very soon. These guys are literally trying to reach their hands like octopuses to different freaking markets. It's crazy. Glorious, you guys are crazy. Oh, look at this, guys. Check this out. Someone asked, in the event the PCB breaks, will you guys offer a PCB by itself for people to buy? And the reply is, we may offer a soldered PCB, solderable PCB if the demand requests are high enough. Now, I know a lot of people buying this like it because it's hot swap, but if the demand is high enough, it might be possible to get one, guys. I mean, I'm just wondering how much the PCB would cost. I don't think it would be all that much, honestly. Now, we got the whole gist of it. If you guys want to check out the whole Reddit, the Q&A from Glorious on Reddit, check it out in the description below. Now, that was a lot, but if you guys want to know more about the Reddit post, it's going to be in the description. But also, they've done another AMA maybe like around 10 months ago, which is really interesting because that's when they asked about some future features that we wanted. So it's really interesting if you guys want to check that out. That is also going to be in the description. Even though this keyboard is great, there's been a lot of talk about people who are like done with geek hack, they're done with all these group buys and having to wait such a long periods of time. One thing that we don't know about the GMMK Pro is quality control, and I know that a lot of the group buys that are released, they're really good with that, like the SAT75 all the way up to even higher end enthusiast keyboards. So even though I'm not a person who would spend hundreds upon hundreds of dollars excuse me, on keyboards, having a keyboard like the GMMK Pro existing is good for me, and it's good for all of us who wanted to get into premium keyboards but just did not have, like, we just don't have the money to sort of pursue and sort of pull the trigger on it, you know? Yeah. That's the video. It's just all I wanted to talk about. I wanted to post this a couple of days ago, but I just didn't have the time. I literally canceled my Mac Mini last night because I don't think I would have enough money to buy this keyboard, and maybe a couple Black Friday stuff that I wanted to buy today, like today. So let me know if you guys are gonna get the GMMK Pro. Oh, all right, I didn't show you guys what this looks like. I'm so dumb. So you guys know what these two look like, the GMMK Pro White Ice and the original. So let me just show you. So this is what it looks like. This is the KBD Fan 67 V2. And this is going to be a future build, but this is pretty heavy. Like, I can already imagine how heavy the Pro would look like because it's almost like double this sort of the weight. It's pretty nice looking. Now, it's not going to look like this, but you can already go to the website just to see what it looks like. But this is what I think a brass plate on a black sort of aluminum case embodiment would look, sort of, you know, visually. Pretty nice, pretty nice. So yeah, this is what it would look like with the brass plate. My lighting might be pretty bad, but it's pretty nice. I might even opt into a brass plate for the GMMK Pro just because how nice it looks. Now, that's gonna be the video for today, guys. Let me know if you guys are gonna get the keyboard. Put it in the comments below. I'll catch you guys later. More videos coming up soon this whole month. Join the Discord in the description. And I'll catch you guys later, okay? Peace.